Good morning, everybody. This is Andy with Perpetual Motion. So, we got a pretty good sized old critter here today. This is a Hitachi 850 long stick. Now, I actually did this machine about 2.5 years ago. And they called me because she's blown. Check out these bushings. So, I'm curious, as part of why I'm posting this video, I've never seen a bushing do that. Like, this looks to me like a bushing that was too soft. I've seen them crack and break, but I've never seen one coin out that bad before. So, just curious, anybody else seen this? I mean, the discussion around here has been a question of whether perhaps they had somebody just make some bushings out of mild steel at some point, but like I say, I've seen them break up and crumble, but I've never seen one coin out like that. But anyway, regardless, when they get run that long and that hammered out, it destroys the bore. So we're getting set up to go back in here and do it. It is tightened up farther back in there a bit. I've got some of my homespun alignment discs made that will fit this, so it's not going to be too bad of a job because it's not majorly blown. They actually were able to run it the last couple of weeks by hammering some bushings in. They just were loose into like about here and then tighten up in the back half. So it's not going to be an awful job, but so we'll get this old Hitachi back up and rolling and get them back in business. All right, well, we're making some pretty good progress. My alignment sleeves that I had were pretty good tight fit. You can see now that, get up here closer, you can see it's really bell-mouthed bad right at the very edge here for about the first half an inch. And then it shrinks back down. And I've got those alignment discs that I've created, intentionally made a bit on the tight side. You got to smack them in there. It's one of the beauties of them being made out of plastic, is they'll, if it was metal, and it'd have to be exactly the right size plastic, they'll kind of squish a bit and go in there. But anyhow, so it's all lined up. Brackets are all welded on, tightened up, and I'm just sliding gear on. I'm getting ready to cut through. So one thing I didn't mention on this is kind of a weird one. And I don't know how unusual this is because I haven't run into this that much, but this had a spacer between the bushings. It's kind of a screwy setup. There's a big open cavity here in the middle. No shoulders on the bushings, and they just put that spacer in between. Well, the spacer got destroyed. They couldn't get another one, so we're going to just press them in. All right. We have got some good news. I just decided to check the stack up and compare my bore depth, and my bushing and seal combination is at 87.5 millimeters, and it turns out that despite having that sleeve in between there, this thing is I've got about 95 millimeters worth of bore here. So we're going to go ahead and add a shoulder to this thing. So I'm very pleased with that development. I definitely prefer having a shoulder in there. I mean, I gave you all the reasons why I thought I could get away without it, but that still doesn't mean that's my preferred method. So now we're definitely ditching this. They weren't going to put the spacer back in, and now I can add a sleeve, or not sleeve, a step. They tell me this is, because it's a long reach, it's 400 size stuff that's on the end of here. Even though it's an 850 machine, it's an aftermarket stick that uses all 400 size parts, pins and pieces, bushings and stuff. So anyway, so that's what we're setting up to do. I'm going to bore weld through there, and then I will just skim the top of my weld to clean it up, and then bore to a shoulder in there from each side, and make this thing the way that I want one to actually be. So she's cruising along, welding like a champ. Yeah, it's actually nice going into one after I've done it. You know, like this one, I did a nice job of bore welding it last time I did it, so no nasty voids or cavities. Just cut out nice clean virgin metal and back in there with another layer. So unless something crazy goes wrong, which basically unless we have an equipment failure of some kind, we should get this wrapped up today without any trouble. So it'll be interesting to see how long it actually takes. It's nice when the customer has it tore down, cleaned up, ready to go. That really does speed the process up. So I like these kind of customers. Alrighty, so Obviously got done with welding, ate lunch. It's still warm but not cooking hot. I made one cut all the way through where I just skimmed off the top of the weld. Like you can see over here, I'll shine a light in. You see a few little ripples. Like I'm not trying to get full cleanup. I'm just skimming the top so that I got a consistent surface. And that's what I'm going to leave at that diameter to create the shoulder. So what I'm doing here is I'm cutting in about 20 thou on a side under finished dimension now. I come up, touch the tool to the face, and then set a stop on my bar over here using my pocket ruler. I usually shoot for 2 millimeters deeper than the total stack up, with the idea being that the seals will be inside the face a little bit and won't risk getting wrecked. So anyway, that's what we're up to. We're going to cut into the shoulder, pull it back out, take some measurements, and probably 2 more passes. I'll probably check a spring pass and then try and take it to final dimension in the next cut. Well, I'll probably take 15 on a side and then take like a 5 on a side cut just to be safe. Then we'll switch around, face this side off, do the same thing there, and hopefully get out of here in a reasonable time today. Well, we are about to wrap this project up. Just got done boring that side. This side is already done, so we're gonna bust this boring bar setup down and have it pressing some bushings in here. About to lose our daylight here. I got about another hour and a half, but it's pretty overcast, so let's take it for a hike out. Here's the rest of the parts and pieces. Mechanic was out here and put all that together. Just show you the side view of this old monster. 850 LC Zaxis model. He's quite a brute. You see there's a truck parked under the arm. So anyway, so yeah, we're about to have this one in the books. We'll quick get this bar knocked down and press some bushings in. All right, well, there she is. It's a done deal. Pressed in nice. Smack the seals in. You can see I intentionally bore a little bit deeper like I was telling you. I ended up probably closer to 2.5 millimeter below the face, but seals last a lot longer, and that way if they get some face wear and re-shim it at some point, they won't be out of space immediately. So anyway, came out nice. I ended up with, on this side, probably about a 10 millimeter wide land in there behind the shoulder. Probably about an 8 millimeter or so over on this side. So nice positive stop. So I'm really happy with that. Like I say, it is definitely my preference to put shoulders in them. So if there's a way to do it, I generally try to. So anyhow, this one's done. We're going to pin her back together tomorrow and get back to work with it. So I would say I'm not entirely done cleaning up yet, but we're probably going to end up about 8 hours in this one, start to finish. So not bad for a, stick this size. Set up and tear down is quite a bit of it, so it's, you probably at least half of your time just in set up and tear down when it's all said and done. Grinding up your weld spots, stuff like that. But anyhow, well, catch you guys on the next one.